Hey everyone, was an addict here, recovering meth addict, 17 years into that stuff. This is my recovery, guys. Takes time, yeah? Whether you go within or whether you go above, we still have to work on that recovery to become strong and, so recovered. But we've still got to practice our recovery so we don't go back. But I want to go through this. So 2019, I drank twice, and both times I tried to get on, but I didn't. That was 2020, I had one drink at the start of my birthday, trigger birthday, and then in January I had another drink and I got some ice, and I only got to have a smoke on a foil, so I wouldn't class that as something that I've been craving for a long time. So it's still craved it more, I had a little tiny bit. And then 2 times after that in that year I tried to drink again, and that year I bloody honestly made it 1 year, and I was 1 year and I was strong. 4 days later I relapsed on the ice. So that was my first hit with ice, but it was very small amount. 2021 come and I had a drink, and then the second time I drank I got onto some stuff, and this is the one where I actually bought some points and I got high and woke up the next day in regret, had too much fun, was lost, and I really didn't know where to go from that point because I'd enjoyed partying, and that night was fucking awesome, Couldn't drive the car, I was worried, but I was like, man, I just got that hit. But I was 8 months there, and then I thought to myself, if I can go 8 months, if I can at least get to a year, I know I've got a chance. Knowing that I may not get to a year, because this has been 2 years almost since I'm trying to beat this disease. I thought if I can just get to that year again, I know I've got a chance, And then January 21 come and I was 1 year clean, 1 year sober. I had to give up the drink because the drink led me to getting on and smoking meth. So I had to take them both out of my life because they both leaded to each other. So that was a big step for me to stop drinking. I didn't drink that much, but it was a replacement as well. So I thought, all right, I'm gonna kick these both. And I did a whole year and I was like, yes, I've got it. I had times where I almost drank, like almost drank there, almost drank there, almost drank there. And it was hard, because I've been craving for this drink for a fucking long time before I had my recent relapse on the drink. And then November come in 2020 and I had one drink and it lasted 4 fucking months. I was obsessed with it. I had lost myself. I was hooked again. I wanted to escape. I couldn't deal with the outside world. I see people and they make me want to drink and I just couldn't handle it. I was an isolated person and that's where I belonged, and it was just, I was trying to venture out, and I was venturing out with the wrong people because it was people who drank and people who used, knowing that I'm more than likely going to use, but my addiction was saying, no, you'll be right. But I knew deep down that, I was waiting to get on it or drink, So that November come and I went into an obsession, and it lasted till February 2023 this year. So I went to seek some help and got onto some medication that has helped me get to where I am today. But this relapse has been coming from here, from here. So this is what recovery looks like. I'm 2 years clean, over 2 years clean now, off meth, 2 months off the alcohol, and 2 months off the cigarettes. I feel stronger than ever. I know that last relapse really opened my eyes to what I don't need, and I lost myself. I lost that clear-headed. I know I get days where I feel really down and I lose myself in out-of-body experience. But I lost that, like I squished my brain cells again, so it took about a month to get that clear-headed again with no alcohol in the system. And then now I look back and, You know, things have to happen for a reason for you to move forward. And I know that this happened for a reason to show me this is how easy it is to not hang around people who get on it, is a big thing. And I learned to go out and see humans as normal now. I suffered that with 4 years. You know, I was isolated in a religion. So if you had friends with outside the religion, they were bad influence. So I had to have friends in the religion. So I grew up into my adult life not fitting in from that trauma, and then getting off the drugs and realizing that they are my trigger because of my childhood. And I had to learn that humans are humans, you know, and pick the right ones, you know, pick the right ones to hang out with. And, you know, that little bit of interaction I did bit by bit by bit by bit until I got to where I am now. I can go out and I don't have to hide. I don't have to look them as a big alcohol drink. I don't have to look at them as a big pipe. I don't go home and think, fuck, I want to get on it because, like, this human has just brought some stuff back, you know. So it was a big step for me to learn that, and that's where all the anxiety come from as well. And I would suffer so severe with anxiety, and, you know, I got so suicidal because I couldn't leave my house because of what I was feeling. And I really had to address everything solo and really heal all this stuff and get used to my outside world. I'm no longer in a religion. I no longer see people as worldly. I no longer see people as a trigger, and humans are pretty fucking cool. You know, I've met some humans along the way in the last year, in this year, and, you know, they're just awesome, you know. I'm not allowing everyone in because, you know, I want to keep to myself. I don't want to have that thing where it may lead me to drinking because there's too much. Like, I'm happy where I am, and I'm very healed from the shit that almost killed me, you know. I suffered daily on, you know, wanting to commit suicide because I couldn't deal with life and the fact of going through this recovery. And to have this day today in the last couple of months not to want to die is, you know, last night I was doing some healing with this family online, and someone said in that comment, I want to die, and it hit hard. And I wrote back, I was there one time as well. In fact, for my whole entire life, especially my 4 years getting clean, like, I wanted to die every single day. I looked at things, how to do it. You know, if you gave me a door of a hurtless suicide, I would have walked straight through it. But today, I second guess me wanting to go that way now because I've created something magical, you know. And for this person to say that, and I wrote back, and it all just hit me. And that's what I wrote on a thing last night. I said, I welcome emotions, you know, because they're good emotions, but, like, it looked back and I thought, wow, like, I have come far, and this is my battle, you know, to stay clean. And this is what I've learned, you know. This, I don't need this. Like, I've got energy, like, amazing. I don't need anything to put me on that level because I am, you know, I'm awoken now, and I know the strength I have, and I know what I can share to show people that, you know, there is life after. But it takes a long time, you know. Some may be quicker than others. You know, I did it solo, and, you know, I really took the time in to heal because, you know, I've gone back to my addiction over and over and over because I didn't heal the emotions underneath, and I didn't teach myself to live on terms of a normal life as well. And I used to always look at this and I wish I could be like them. I dream to be like a human, to go out and work, to go out and have friends, to go out and, you know, have dinner without drinks and stuff. Like, I always dreamed of that shit, you know. It took 4 years to get there, but look, I'm here, guys, you know. So I'm very, very grateful for the path that I've took and the time that I've got to know myself. My soulmate was within. Happiness is not in anything or anyone. It's in here. It's when you unravel it and you discover yourself. And I gave every single time to myself to heal and to really observe my surroundings because everything to me was scary. I grew up in a sheltered life. and I didn't know how to act. Men were my father. You know, I chased men that were older because I wanted that father figure. I made all these wrong decisions, and all I needed to step back and just open my heart and open myself to self-discovery, to find this person. This is the person I'm looking at now. I love her, and you know, I'm so proud to have opened this beautiful flower and spend every day and not look to when I die, you know. So it's so special, and trust me, I suffered it for 4 years straight. That was my only thing I thought about, was tapping out of life. So recovery is possible, and remember, you know, it's not the answer. You know, if you take your life, it's not the answer. And it's the fact that I was going that day and my mate took his life before I took mine is the reason why I'm here to share my story of surviving suicide and getting past those suicide thoughts. And I know they may come back as well, because, you know, we all have emotions, we go through stuff, but I'm not suiciding tendencies 24/7 anymore. And if you gave me that door to walk through to die, like, without hurting, I wouldn't walk through it now. The last year before that, and the last 4 years, to the whole year, to my whole life, I would have walked through it. So I've built this strong person to see life as what it's really as, and I connect with Earth every day. I'm very amazing. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Was an addict here, recovering meth addict. No self-harm for months, no alcohol for 2 months, no drugs for 2 months, and no meth for over 2 years. So this recovery is just blossoming, and life has just begun.